we'll get going. So we have, what do we have here? So we are serving at the Bhaktivedanta Research Center. What is the Bhaktivedanta Research Center? It is a Grantha Mandir. Now, Grantha in Sanskrit means temple of script. It's a scriptures. Grantha means scriptures or Shastra. Grantha and Shastra means scriptures, and Mandir means a temple. So what the Bhakti Ved, while we have, you know, several hundreds of temples, even within the ISKCON community, in the across the world, couple of hundred right here in India itself. What we are talking about here is a mandir, which is not serve where the deities which are there are not the deities that you see in a regular temple, but the deities are the scriptures. Okay, and so let's see how do we end up serving the scriptures. So first of all, if we look at the purposes for which ISKCON was established, and would be very similar for other spiritual societies also, we see that the primary, out of 7 purposes of ISKCON, 5 of them are all about teaching, about education. So we see propagate spiritual knowledge society at large, propagate a consciousness of Krishna is given in the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, teach and encourage the Sankirtan movement, teach a simpler, more natural way of life, publish and distribute periodicals, magazines. So we are all about educating the society. And what is the basis of this education? That is the ancient wisdom, which is contained in the scriptures or the granthas. So while we are deeply committed to the worship of the Supreme Lord in the form of the deities, or we are worshipping the cows, etc., we need to also worship the very basis of all of this knowledge, of all that we are doing, and that is the granthas. And so that's what we call as the Sri Sri Grantha Mandir. Okay, and so that's the BRC. And how do we serve the granthas? There are 3 separate ways. So here's what I want you to take back as part of this thing. So how do you serve the granthas? It's like you serve Tulsi Maharani by circumambulating the Tulsi Maharani. You do an arti to the Supreme Lord in the temple. How do you serve the granthas? The granthas you serve by, first of all, preserving them. Preserving. So if you don't preserve them, and that's how we have all the knowledge that we have. We have the Bhagavad Gita, etc. Even in other traditions, they have the Bible, they have the Quran, because it was preserved. So the granthas, the first point is the granthas are to be preserved. And then the second point is you don't just preserve them and do nothing with them. Yes, you have to research them, right? So that's the second point, you have to research them. And then third is you have to teach them. You have to spread that knowledge across to everybody. Don't just research it in an ivory tower and people in general don't know about it. So the cycle of all of these 3 feed into each other. When you do that, that's when you become, you truly serve the grantha. That's what any educational institute also does. They preserve the knowledge, they research, and they teach. So that's what the BRC is trying to do. And here's a mission at BRC. We would like to serve our granthas, that is to preserve them, to research them, and to teach them the highest eternal wisdom within them. But while the knowledge is eternal, is as ancient as it can get, we want to do all of these 3 things in the most revered means in the contemporary society today. That means the latest and greatest ways to do that, with the international universities, global universities, best international scholars, and do all of these things in the latest and greatest ways in order to have the effective establishment of this knowledge for the next 10,000 years. So I hope everybody is clear about what is the mission. If I could hear a yes or a no, that what we are trying to do here at BRC.
Yes.
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 All right, great, Jai. Hare Krishna. All right. Okay, so how do you preserve with a global library museum? How do you research so it's a library as well as a museum. That's what we will walk you through very soon. And then research center, and research with the global research center, and teach with the global academic institute. Pretty obvious, right? So these are the 3 functions which are there. And just very quickly walking through that, what some of the greatest, some of the very prominent devotees, disciples of Srila Prabhupada, and all have talking about BRC. Here's what they are saying. This is Yogeshwar Prabhu, a very prominent, very senior disciple, scholarly disciple of Srila Prabhupada and author of various books. He says, arguably, BRC is the most important project currently in the world today. because this is what will establish a solid foundation. Otherwise, we'll become a religious sect or a marginal branch of even Hinduism. And actually, we got a finger on a nuclear fire here. It's so powerful, whatever we are doing, right? This is Dhurandhar Maharaj saying the same thing, the outstanding service to be able to present this to the intelligentsia of the world. And again, Hridayanand Goswami Maharaj saying that BRC is extremely underappreciated in ISKCON, otherwise in general. We need to do much more in order to establish this service. Again, Ravindra Swarup Prabhu, who is one of the very prominent disciples of Srila Prabhupada, he is saying here, we are seeing the beginning of what will be a vast and ever-growing endeavor. This is amazing progress being made here. Okay, and again, Rameshwar Prabhu was the founder for a very prominent member of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. He's saying the essential future of the BBT, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, lies here in this BRC. And the BBT should be funding the BRC. So there are many more things. It is the most ecstatic project in the world. And so many scholars across the world, they are saying that how much they have benefited from the BRC with the Sanskrit manuscript. This library is a treasure house. It should be shared with all the citizens of India at the earliest. Most important work being done here, a great delight, etc. So you can see that whether it is senior devotees, whether it is people, big scholars across the world, we have received blessings and praises all over. So now briefly getting to what is the Global Library Museum. Okay, so who actually even founded the idea that we need to preserve things? And that is the Supreme Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. When he went to his South India tour, he got manuscripts of Brahma Samhita and Sri Krishna Karnamrit. He got those manuscripts from from South India, from Maharashtra, etc., and he brought them back with him to Puri for them to be preserved and researched and taught. The same thing which the BRC is trying to do was started by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. This is Srila Prabhupada saying that we need to do whatever to preserve this wonderful boon of literature forever. This is him visiting the youngest son of his guru, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he's told that because he had a lot of rare treasures, so he was instructing that we need to do everything to preserve this wonderful boon of literature forever. These are important works, they must be preserved forever. What is that expense? This is a powerful statement. We need to do whatever, whether it is coming to money, time, and effort, in order to preserve this knowledge. So this is BRC with 20,000 books, Gaudiya Vaishnavism books, Vaishnavism, Hinduism, books from other religions in India, Indian culture. We have at least 20,000 books here in physical form, many more in digital form. We are one of the greatest, we are very privileged, even very proud, we could say, to have one of the most coveted Gaudiya Vaishnava libraries in the world, which you will see very soon with your own eyes. And that's the library which contains books which were handled by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur himself. A library with over 2,800 books and journals, and books that were actually more than 100-year-old books, because they were handled by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur himself, quite a few of them, and were books by our 6 Goswamis, etc. This is our museum, which we will show you very soon also, called the Temple of Vedics. This is Pradyumna Prabhu visiting the library. This is His Holiness Srila Brodhayan Swami Maharaj from Gaudiya Math, who actually gave us this most coveted library, which is called as the Sundarananda Vidya Vinod Library, but actually contains books from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj visiting the library, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj inaugurating the museum, His Holiness Bhaktichari Swami Maharaj Ki Jai. He was one of the co-founders for the you could say co-inaugurators, actually would be the right word, for the Bhaktivedanta Research Center, has been supporting us for a long time. And this is Hari Sauri Prabhu, the co-founder of BRC, personal servant and secretary of Srila Prabhupada. And this is Pranava Prabhu, Dr. Ferdinando Stadella from Stockholm University, associate professor there, who also was a co-founder for the BRC. This is Shukdev Swami Maharaj, Indradumna Swami Maharaj. We have a big digital collection, about 24 terabyte. These are prominent librarians from across the country here in India who have, from the top universities, who have helped us catalog this library. And we also have this library not just in one corner of Calcutta. We have this library available for you right here, sitting in Houston, You could access this library on on brcindia.com. Click on the library menu item, or directly go to library.brcindia.com, search for the book, and you can write us an email. We'll send you a copy of that book. So this is the library.brcindia.com. You could visit even now, and you will see that we have thousands of books there. We will have 20,000 books soon. Right now itself, you will see 10,000 books there. And so these books are available for you to be able to see, and we will be able to we will be able to send you as far as possible. We'll do our best to be able to send you these books, scanned copies of these, because we have a big scanning and digitization program which is going on here. This is the inauguration. This is Sri Madan Chand Shamsuka, who donated us this entire building. We are very grateful to him. Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, inaugurating this thing. So now let me briefly tell you about the library. So what is the library? Now, this will give you a very brief perspective of what treasure does really the India or the Vedic culture has to offer. Just look at these numbers. It's mind-boggling to say the least. India has had, as per the National Manuscripts Mission of India, which is the governing body, you can say, of the government of India, or trying to conserve the manuscripts. India has about 40 million manuscripts, 40 million manuscripts. And all over India, lying in variety of, remote corners of the world, literally. And out of them, 15 million have been catalogued themselves by the National Manuscripts Mission. Now, yes, I've already revealed it to you, but the next country in terms of having manuscripts, or a good size of manuscript, number of manuscripts, is Greece. And that is 30,000. That's less than 1,000th. Less than 1,000th of India, which has 40 million. Now, you get the idea just by this one figure, that what a treasure of wisdom was there which India had, essentially. And we have to use the word had, because many of these manuscripts really are getting lost with time. Although we have preserved the knowledge in terms of the Gita and Bhagavatam, other things that we read. The yoga, yoga is popular all over the world. Yeah, popular more across outside of India than India, actually, because I was in Seattle for many years, and I know there are many more yoga centers I saw there than I even seeing it in India. But yoga is coming from the manuscripts. It's coming from all of these things. Ayurveda, very popular also now in terms, the medical science, coming from manuscripts. So there's much more in the manuscripts in India that anybody in the world knows about. And we can see how critical it is to save this, not just for the sake of India, but to save the world. This is wisdom. This is ancient wisdom which is getting lost at this moment. And this gives you some idea. I just want to see that this picture, this figure, people absorb within their minds, because even when I came to know about this, it was mind-boggling, literally. Okay, maybe a quick yes or whom from anybody.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So that's the mission we are on, that we would like conserve, preserve, and research and teach this knowledge, which is getting lost day by day. I heard this from Shaunak Rishi Prabhu, who is the founder of Oxford Center for Hindu Studies. Oxford is the #1 university in the world in terms of study of humanities. And last 20 years, he has been running the Oxford Center for Hindu Studies. And he said, within the next 10 years, these 40 million very likely will get lost. 10 years. Because they're getting destroyed day by day, every single day. And so that's the mission we are in, which really we want to go crazy about this thing. We hope we take your blessings that we can go crazy about this thing. Okay?
You have them.
That's why I'm shouting a little bit, because the more you shout in, I was just telling somebody on the lake call a few days back, one of our primary supporters. We were saying that, he was saying your enthusiasm is contagious. I said, we want to be more contagious than the coronavirus. The coronavirus cannot go across Zoom, right? It doesn't have that capability, but I think we can. And you guys will be testimony to the fact that Are we infecting each other with this virus of trying to conserve this wisdom? Okay,
Yes.
Jai, thank you very much, Mataji, who are encouraging us. I hope others can also participate. This is an informal session within within friends and family. Okay. So here's our manuscript mission. Last 10 years it has been going on. These are not just words. This work is going on for the last decade at the BRC. Uh, about 1250 digitized man. We have made over 50 plus visits to remote corners of India. We would like to make many more, and actually make hundreds, if not thousands of visits in the coming years. And we have already digitized over 1250 plus manuscripts. Here you can see our BRC person. He is digitizing these. These are visiting the remote villages, um, talking to these people. Many of the times they don't give us their manuscripts because they would like to keep it themselves. So we don't force them about that. Although we could obviously conserve them much better, but we help them clean it up, preserve it in the best way that we can, chemically treating them, and then we digitize them, bring the digitized copies with us, and let them keep their copies themselves in a. So this is we do have about 150 physical manuscripts, and about 1250 digitized, and 3000 which we have just cataloged, at least if not digitized. There are three types of manuscripts: tree bark, and palm leaf, and handmade paper. And there was an enormous amount of effort and process which used to go for people to even prepare a tree bark to be able, so that it could be written. Like with more than several days of different kinds of treatment to a tree bark to be able to conserve, to be able to prepare it. Same thing for a palm leaf. You can't just pick up a leaf and write on it. So the amount of effort which our ancestors they put in order to conserve this knowledge is really beyond words. And the minimum we could do is try to conserve them. But the condition is pretty bad. As you can see, these are our manuscripts. As you can see, this is Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela. This is one of the visits, Gauranga Tol Mandir Navadvip, and this is the priest there. As you can see, they are worshipping. They literally worship the manuscript here. Now, this particular manuscript, which he is holding in his hand, they say that this is a manuscript which is more than 500 years old. It has the handwriting, believe it or not, it is the handwriting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. That's what they say.
Yes.
Handwriting of
Jai
his father.
Gauranga.
We can jump up a little bit, okay? If you want to jump up, you can. And so, I mean,
I am.
yes. So this is true. This is what he is holding here. As you can see, Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, and we will show you this a digitized and the zinc-plated version of this here. This is that original manuscript, which is there. They have really kept it very carefully. This is in Navadvip. Next time you visit Navadvip, you can visit. But now there are many more manuscripts, and you see the condition. So it's a pathetic condition for many others. This is our team which is working on all of this, preserving, digitizing, and all of this. And here we are with now. This is on a. We have made more than 50 plus visits. We don't have time to show you all of them. We will show you a couple more. This is our team visiting Bangladesh, not in just India, Bangladesh. 9,000 manuscripts there, 60,000 books there in Sylhet. Now, this one picture itself can give you some idea. Now, this is supposed to be a clean room. I mean, at least they have kept it. But look at how they have kept it. I mean, this is probably one of the best ways it is being kept. How long is this going to survive? So this is all manuscripts. You have no idea what kind of treasures may be there in many of these manuscripts. But that's the situation which is there. So it is really an urgent situation. It's an absolutely urgent situation to be able to. This is in Odisha. We visited Odisha. This is the Navdeep Sadharan Granthagar. This is Harishwari Prabhu. You can see this whole cupboard full of manuscripts here. But that's the condition. That's how they have been kept. 5,000 plus manuscripts here. And this is our team again. We're going to preserving them, digitizing them. This we visited one of the descendants, one of the 17th generation descendants of Advaita Acharya himself. And this is, they have kept the manuscripts here and we are here. Our team is working on them. So this is Sanjay Goswami ji from Advaita Acharya's descendant. who had preserved. Now look at this handwriting, my dear friends. Look at this is could even be better than how this is how beautifully these things were written. And this is Chaitanya Charitamrita written in 1760. So obviously this is not the original which was written by, but this is a copy of the original created in 1760, 1860, 1960, 260 years before. It's 260 years old. And this is the library of Sundarananda Vidya Vinod, donated to us by Bodhayan Swami Maharaj. And just to go very quickly, we will show you this library ourselves. This is some of the books that we have from Bhakti Vinod Thakur. These are the journals which were there, and many journals which were there. Harmonious, Nadia Prakash. We'll show you all of these. I'm going through very quickly all of these things. Many of these, all of these are more than 100 years old books. As you can see by the condition of the books. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur's handwriting, his horoscope of his son Lalit Prasad, his own signature, his handwritten song book. We will show you that very soon. Mahamantra written in his handwriting, Bhagavad Gita commentary, Padma Puran by him, handwriting samples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Here he says, "Your ever well Nitya Ashirvadika," which literally means like your ever well wisher, which Bhaktivedanta Swami also, Srila Prabhupada also used to write. And this is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati writing the same thing. This is his handwriting. He started a research institute. We will show you this very soon also. His biography, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's biography, the map of Mayapur from 1918. Miyapur is nothing but Mayapur. Chaitanya Chandrodaya, one of the earliest writings on Bhagavad Gita by a Western person. 1785 it was first published, and we have the 1845 copy. Sir William Jones, postcards by Srila Prabhupada, Mayapur land purchase, original land, that stamp paper in which Prabhupada has signed, Tamal Krishna Maharaj's name has been mentioned. Sadaputa Prabhu's articles, and this is a major preservation work we did, which you will see. Now this is Nadia Prakash, a daily newspaper published for 20 years by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Gaudiya Mutt. 20 years they published a newspaper, daily newspaper, which not even was done by ISKCON. ISKCON doesn't have a daily newspaper. We never know of any new daily newspaper started by anybody in ISKCON. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur had one, and we scanned all of these in this Bukai, as you can see, and preserved all of these, laminated and all of that. More than 2 years of effort, spent more than $35,000 on this thing in order to preserve this over, and we will show you this very soon. So now, if you are ready, we will quickly walk you through the library. So let's go and look at the library, and we will come back to the. Are you ready? Okay, so that we can walk you through the library. Good. All right. Okay. Can you see?
Yes, we can see.
Yes.
Okay, I will stop sharing my screen here because we can move on to our other. Yeah, okay, all right, okay. Okay, so over the next 15-20 minutes, we will walk you through this thing. You can see. All right. So, welcome as you are walking into the Bhakti Vedanta Research Center Library. Okay. Can you see this? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
We can.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'll show you this is the treasure house of, obviously we are showing you just a small section of it. We can't show you through all the 20,000 books that we have, but I'll show you the major things here. Now here you see the very first thing. So this is the Bhagavad Gita Bhagavad Gita as it is has been printed in 58 languages in the world, 58 languages. We have about 55 languages, just 3 remaining. This is the Bhagavad Gita here. You can see in 55 languages. I'll show you a couple of them. This is the Bhagavad Gita in Japanese. Now, a quiz. Japanese is written, like what is the direction in which Japanese is written? Anybody knows this? A quiz.
Up and down.
No?
Right.
Up and down. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have only one enthusiastic one. We would like everybody to participate. Okay. We can pass you on virtual toffees. Okay, so this is Japanese up and down. You can see here, this is Japanese up and this is Japanese coffee. And here we have, okay, what about Urdu? Anybody knows Urdu? What direction is it written in?
Right to left.
Right to left.
Right to left.
Right to left. There you go. And how do you open the book of Urdu?
From back side.
On the back side.
Yeah, you open it the other way. Okay, there you go. People are real smart here. Thank you. So we will pass on. Okay, one. We don't pass chocolate, but maybe pass the coffee. Okay. Okay, offered to the Lord. All right. Okay, there you go. Okay, we should. Well, next time we will keep them some toffees also here. All right. So you can see here. This is in Urdu. So this is Bhagavad Gita in 55 languages. This is another Bhagavad Gita, by the way. This is the Bhagavad Gita. Only 1,008 copies of this were prepared. And this is the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita as it is. As you can see, this is the big Bhagavad Gita. Or maybe let's say this is the small Bhagavad Gita and this is the big Bhagavad Gita. You see, this is also Bhagavad Gita. And by the way, BRC was, you may have had this issue. BRC was in the Back to Godhead in October 2019. This was the cover page where we talked about BRC and all that. So this is, if you would like to, there is Back to Godhead we have from 1975, 2015, many other books. Now, okay, hold your breath, guys. Hold your breath, because what I'm going to show you might blow you away. So just hold your chair, tighten your seat belts. Okay. So what you're going to see here now is the most treasured book at the BRC. This is the song book of original songbook of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
Jai.
And what is this?
Very
And
good.
what is this? When I say original, I mean original, my dear friends. This is handwritten. This was the actual paper. So my hands sometimes shiver when I hold this, because this was the actual paper on which Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote this. Okay. And it's a pity that so many I hardly any devotees know about this. Very few, and we would like to spread the message. And you know what you are seeing here? What you are seeing here, my dear friends, is the Gaura Arti. This is the Gaura Arti. Okay. This is Kiba Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande. This is what is mentioned here. Kiba Jayo Jayo Gaura Chande. You see, he added that line later on in smaller font. And this is Narahari Hari Adi Kori Chamaradulaya. So you will see that he added that later on. He puts a mark that it needs to be added here in between. This is the original Gaura Arti. Okay. And this is another, there are many other wonderful songs in this. This is another Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. This is the song here. Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. This is what he says here. Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Obviously, is written in Bengali. So, Bola Bala Krishna Bojo Bhajo Krishna Bolo Karo Krishna Siksha. This is what is mentioned here. That famous song is also here. Sharira Vidya Jal is also there here. Narada Muni Bajai Veena is also here. This is the most worshipable object that we have here. And I will show you a few manuscripts. So this is a manuscript, as you can see. So this manuscript is Radha Rasa Manjari Vaishnava Vandana of Srila Sanatan Goswami. Okay, this was collected by him when they went to Chaitanya Mandir, Patna. Yeah, thank you. And so I will show you one specific verse in this. Okay, notice this. This is the 23rd verse in this thing. It says, this is the manuscript, in which it says, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radha Vrinda
Bhavaneshwari.
Vrishabhanu Sute Devi. Can you see this? I don't know how much it has zoomed in. Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pran Mami Hari Priye. This is a manuscript which shows this, which we sing every day. Can you believe this is, we have this thing right here. This is right in between of one of the manuscripts. This is not printed, my dear friend. This is at least a couple 100 years old. Maybe this manuscript that you see. Now we have here another one, which is Ujjvala Neelamani by Rupa Goswami, donated by Manoj Goswami, who's our good friend. He's the 17th generation from Advaitacharya. And here we have Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi, Krishna Karidas Karsharas Gaviraj Goswami, And especially we'll show you later on how these manuscripts have been adopted by different people. And this manuscript is adopted by none other than His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, because
Yes.
Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj was a very prominent supporter of the BRC. So you can see this manuscript is calling out that, manuscript is actually, let's say, is very happy to be able to that it has been adopted lovingly adopted by His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. Similarly, these books and manuscripts can be adopted uh, 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 by people. Okay, here we are. So that's the personal connection you can have with the books and life. Now, come on, hold your breath more, because we are. Don't loosen your seat belts yet. All right. Okay, so here we are. This is the last will of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Last will of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Let's see how. So if you see this, here is Bhakti. This is the actual paper in which he dictated it a day before he left the world. He dictated this thing. And here you can see, he says Sundarananda to edit Manjusha. And I will talk about this when we talk about our research. Manjusha was the encyclopedia of Gaudiya Vaishnavism he wanted to create. Before the end of his life, he had mentioned that if I don't end up doing it, then I will not have come back. I would like to come back to the material world. I will show you his exact quote, which is there. And just before, a day before, he tells his editor and prominent disciple Sundarananda that you have to complete this thing. And you will be very happy to know that BRC has been, I will show you in the research project. This is BRC's research project to complete an encyclopedia of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. He also says here, advice to the governing body, 10 to 12 persons, advice to form a GBC of 10 to 12 persons for the management of the society. And we know this was so this is the original last will. This is another one where Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur formed a research institute. He formed a research institute, as we can see. Thakur Bhakti Vinod Research Institute, and he is the president. Many prominent disciples of his or his followers are the members, and they have their academic degree. So you can see how research and academics were so important. This is Sri Gaudiya Mutt, Sri Gaudiya Mutt's more than 100-year-old letterhead. You can see an Ulta Danga Junction. Ulta Danga Junction is another research project we have been doing here. So which we will talk about. So Ulta BRC is working on doing deep research into how the Ulta Danga Junction place was the center for the spreading of Gaudiya Mutt, and this is where Prabhupada met his spiritual master. So while that place is now being completely acquired by ISKCON, and we are trying to renovate it, BRC is also working on researching it and coming up with a book on Ulta Danga Junction Road. And this is the actual handwriting of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. You see how beautiful his handwriting. He is signing here is Sri Siddhanta Saraswati. Sri Siddhanta, Nitya Ashirvadika Sri Siddhanta Saraswati. And what is this? This is Nadia Prakash. Okay. So Nadia Prakash is a daily newspaper, which I was telling the preservation which was being done. This is a daily newspaper which was published by the Gaudiya Mutt. Okay. And there you can see Nadia Prakash. And we have 40,000 images of this. 40,000. So you see, we have laminated all of this. This is completely laminated. Man, all of this work was done over a couple of years, as I said. About $35,000 was spent on this entire exercise for Nadia Prakash, Gaudiya, Sajjana Toshini, etc. To be able to preserve them. Here you can see this is a newspaper. That's why it's a bigger size. You see the Nadia Prakash. This is written even in English. This is a newspaper that was being published. It's a Dainik, which is called as a newspaper. It used to have actually current news on the front and last page commonly, and inside pages used to be the spiritual news, so that people get attracted to buy the daily newspaper, but inside is also spiritual news. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, can you imagine what all things he was doing in order to spread the movement and all that. So this is the Nadia Prakash. It's a huge book, as you can see, and I will show you here. I'll show you here that we have this entire thing that you see here. This whole this is about 60,000 pages, literally 60,000 pages of the Nadia Prakash and the Gaudiya Daily magazine, which have been physically preserved, laminated in the best way possible, and then have also been digitized. So
Great.
this is
Great. Wow.
so this is massive work which was done for over a couple of years, which this was done in 2012 and 13 by the BRC and all that. So, and now we are doing a project with the Oxford Center for Hindu Studies. Oxford Center for Hindu Studies, we are doing a project where we will be putting all of these digitized copies online. And I
Wow,
have here with me,
wonderful.
all of these will be online. And so we will also, right now, obviously, they're in Bengali. With your blessings, if we get the support, we see the enthusiasm, like Mataji has been encouraging us with her kind shouts, let's say. If we get that kind of support from people, we will be able to soon even translate them and make it available in English for the people of the world. All of this treasure is currently not translated. Isn't that a pity?
You
But
are blessed.
at least, Jai, Haribol,
Haribol.
Haribol, Haribol. So that's the massive work which is there, which has been done. Now here, if you turn around here, this is our small museum. You see this temple of Vedic scriptures. So you heard of the temple of Vedic Planetarium, but this is the temple of Vedic scriptures. And with their permission, we have used this. We have used this terminology, so it's not a copyright violation in any way. Just to let you know. And here is our manuscript section. So I told you about the manuscript. I'm showcasing only a few manuscripts here. There are many more manuscripts, as I said. But I told you about 3 types of manuscripts. So the first one that you see here is tree bark. So this is actually tree bark. I mean, this is tree bark, which is there. This is tree bark. Each one of these is actually a tree bark, which is there. And then we have here, this is palm leaves. So these are leaves. These are actually leaves that you see. These are palm leaf manuscripts. And then these are handmade paper. You had already seen them. This is a handmade paper, man. This is Chaitanya Charitamrit. This is also paper with the verse of painting and verses of Bhagavatam there alongside. And then we also have these the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's handwriting thing which we had told you. So we have engraved this over zinc plate. So this was done by Hariswari Prabhu and team. That these are zinc plates where we have actually engraved these, Gadadhar Pandits and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. This is where this was. And by the way, a couple of things here. This is a wood from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's. This is a wood from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house in Godrum Dweep. If people would like to take the blessings, you can virtually touch them. So this is
Thank you.
so this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house in Godrum Dweep, from where he actually saw the vision, and he saw the vision of the Adbhut Mandir and the Janmasthan. And this is a twig this was a tree which is said to be planted by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself in the toll school of in the toll school of, I would think people should catch up. We have just one of the audience who is taking up the entire load of we would like the others to kind of catch up, not just one front bencher here. You can step back.
I'm the fool one.
Sorry.
They all are. They're wiser than me.
No, yeah. Well, that I won't have a comment on, but definitely you are the loudest and you are the most enthusiastic. So we are asking people to. So this was actually, it said in Ganga Narayan Chakravarti school, because this was a teacher of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this is where Mahaprabhu planted this tree. All right, okay. So there are many more things here, but a couple more things to show you before we. So this is the entire research collection of Sadaputa Prabhu. Sadaputa Prabhu was probably one of the most prominent scientist disciples of Prabhupada. His entire research work is here, as you can see. Okay, So now we will move, and there are many other things you can see here. That many manuscripts that we have here, many other interesting books that we have. Okay, and now so I will show. Now hold your breath again. This is the most coveted Gaudiya Vaishnava library on the planet. At least definitely one of the most that you are seeing here now. That's the entire. You see the whole breadth of
Losing the
this is
voice.
about. This is about many books which are
We lost you.
which are personally handled by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Of these books are personally handled by him. This is his personal library collection. This is books by Sukh Goswami, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami's books, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's books, and all of that. So you see the condition of these books. They are more than 100-year-old, my dear friends. You will see these. If you see these books, they have to be really, really cared for in a place them so that they are not physically handled so much and all that. So that's the. Now here, if you turn on the right side here, these are the books. This is the Lord Chaitanya section, you can say. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, then books read by Lord Chaitanya. So Mahaprabhu used to read books of certain authors, Vidyapati, Chandidas. So these are all those books. Books about Lord Chaitanya, other than Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhagavat. What are the other books about Lord Chaitanya? That's all. So that's the person Bhagavatam. We move forward. This is the book Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, all the commentaries, and as I said, many of them would have been handled by Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur himself. Commentaries of the Acharyas on the Bhagavatam. So this is the entire Srimad Bhagavatam section, book Bhagavatam. Obviously, following the Bhagavatam comes the Bhagavad Gita. So this is the entire Bhagavad Gita section. Okay, then obviously Gita, the Gita commentaries, and the Mahabharata is obviously naturally follows because that's what contains the Gita, and then the Ramayana naturally, and obviously after the Bhagavata Purana. What is most likely going to come is the Puranas. So these are all the Puranas which were there as part of this thing. Then the Dharma Shastra, the Tantras. And here we have encyclopedia. So the massive books, they are the encyclopedia. And then Vyakaran grammar books. You will turn on the right side here. You will see while we had the Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, other Goswamis here. This is the section of who Prabhupada said to be the greatest philosopher that this world has seen, and that is Srila Jiva Goswami. So these are all the books of Srila Jiva Goswami here. Some books by Baladev Vidyabhushan. And here we have Vedas and Vedanta Sutras. This is all Vedas, Upanishads, where Vedanta Sutra, Vedas, Upanishads, etc. Now we move forward and we get to books about Harinam, Hari Bhajan, Hari Dham, Hari Bhaktagan. So Harinam means books on the holy name. Hari Bhajan, Hari Kirtan, Hari Dham, holy places. Hari Bhaktagan,
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Right.
Hari Bol.
And these are the books of the four sampradayas. We know Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was very much towards that all the four sampradayas have to come together. He had the deities of the four acharyas and all in the Mayapur, also in his temple. This Sri Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Kumara Sampradaya, or books about these four. And then, while many of these books are Bengali and Sanskrit, there are also many books which are in English, So these are the books in English.
Thank you.
So these are the books in English. Books on Indian philosophy, Western philosophy, history, etc. Vaishnavism, Vaishnava faith and the movement, and so many others. These are all the English books which are there as part of that. All right, so that gives you some glimpse as we walk back into the main section of our library. And as I was saying before, and this is by the way the big scanner that we used for this scanner, which was obtained for about $20,000 back in 2012 or so by Parishwari Prabhu and team. This is that scanner, the book I4. And by the way, this, as I was telling you, the books are also sponsored by people. So every book for $10 a month only, just $10 a month. books are sponsored. So this is the book Saraswati Jayashree. Now I'll tell you the rarity of the book. This book is out of print, and there is no other copy available that we know of. Out of print, no other copy available. This is a biography of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So you see the rarity of some of the books which are here. And so, this we say here, this book, as we have put here in this card, as you can see, that Saraswati Jayashree, preserved, procured, and protected at the BRC Kolkata, and deepest gratitude to our donor, His Grace Krishna Chandra Prabhu, for lovingly adopting this Grantha. So this is and then the same thing we have with manuscripts also, actually, where you can adopt books which are manuscripts also. That would be just for $40 a month. You can adopt a manuscript. And here's an interesting thing that we do. So we will do that towards that. If people come, they can pick from this particular boat, and if they can take out a chit, if they are interested in sponsoring a book, and you can take out a chit, and they will, and then whatever book shows up, unless you want to sponsor a specific book, this is Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Srila Rupa Goswami. So you could sponsor that book. I hope that makes sense. So basically, if you say that, yeah, I do want to sponsor a book, you can take out any specific chit, and then you can do it virtually also, actually. But even, or we could do that for you, but you could take out any and you can sponsor a book. So that's one of the ways that you connect with the library. So here we are. So I will go back to my, I'll go back. Okay, I'll go back to my desk and I'm sharing my screen. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
I don't
Haribo.
hear you. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. Okay, good. So that was the library, and believe it or not, whatever I showed you, this was the before. This is what it was like before. This whole place, which I just showed you.
Wow.
That's what it was like before, and this is
When? How long ago?
this is in 2009.
2009.
This is in 2009. So about 11 years ago, this was it was like this, by the way. So a lot of work. And by the way, we have the complete building here. I showed you one room. If you would have gone downstairs, I would have shown you the conference room where there are many other books which are there. And if then we have various other rooms which are there where research associates sit and they do their work. There are many full-time people who are sitting here and doing extensive work on the research, right, sitting here in this building itself and all that. So we have this is about a 5-story building that was donated in early 2000s. And then in 2009, the BRC was inaugurated. So now briefly, let me tell you about the other two things, which is the research and then we can obviously have some more discussion. So this is while these books have been preserved, the idea is also to research them, right? So this is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur saying that I want an encyclopedia. If I fail to complete the encyclopedia of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, Vaishnava Manjusha this time, then for this alone, I will have to come back to this material in order to complete it. That's a very heavy statement. He's saying, I will have to come back to this material world to complete this. How strong it was in his mind to be able to preserve, to be able to preserve our legacy in terms of an encyclopedia of containing, information about thousands of holy places and holy saints and holy scriptures. And he said the same thing. In 1920, he said that, and in 1936, a day before he left, he said the same thing. Sundarananda to edit Manjusha, and which is the main. So day before he left, he had the same idea as we saw here. He formed a research institute himself. So these are the people sitting here at BRC. As you can see, they are doing this research work. This was the encyclopedia team itself, actually, and there are many other research projects that we have. So we are currently doing pioneering research in Gaudiya Vaishnavism. I use that word because literally that kind of research is not happening in the other places. As you will, there are 15 research projects, 7 international scholars, 5 national scholars, 9 research assistants. We are working with Oxford Center for Hindu Studies, with Indiana University, many universities in India for this purpose. What are the scholars who are working with us? Dr. Ferdinando Sardella, Pranava Prabhu, the co-founder of BRC, Associate Professor, Stockholm University. Dr. Abhishek Ghosh, Assistant Professor, Grand Valley. He is a disciple of His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. And I know in Houston, Maharaj has
Yay!
so many of his followers. I have been to Houston myself. And
Haribol!
and Maharaj, that doesn't need to be stated at all. He by his own glorious example, did his PhD, and how much he wanted. He himself instructed Krishna Abhishek Prabhu, Dr. Abhishek Ghosh, to do his PhD, and he himself did his PhD. So we know how much Maharaj wanted, that we need to not just preserve but research and teach this through the latest and greatest means. And this is Krishna Kshetra Maharaj, Oxford Center for Hindu Studies, Dr. Kenneth Walpay, Lalit Madhav Prabhu, Dr. Lucian Wong from Oxford Center for Hindu Studies. All of these people we are working with. Dr. David Haberman is Prem Das Prabhu from the Vallabha Sampradaya, very prominent person, has written very prominent books in this field. And Dr. Ravi Gupta needs no introduction. Radhika Raman Prabhu, Gopal Gupta, Dr. Gopal Gupta, his younger brother, Gopal Hari Prabhu. Many other scholars from India. Dr. Ramya Sen is also a research fellow at the Oxford Center for Hindu Studies. Dr. Shantanu Dey, who has done his PhD on Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He's from the University of Calcutta. Dr. Vatsala Pai from a prominent college in India. Dr. Himani Chokar, head of Department of Philosophy. This is Dr. Abhishek Bose, who is initiated from the Radharaman Temple in Vrindavan, and he is the former head of the Department of Comparative Indian Language and Literature. He's leading our encyclopedia project, Dr. Shakuntala Gar. So many more like this. And just to briefly cover our projects, Vaishnava Encyclopedia. I'll give you a scale of this. Vaishnava Encyclopedia is going to have an encyclopedia of 1600 Vaishnava saints, an encyclopedia of more than 3000 Vaishnava holy places, and more than 19,000 Vaishnava scriptures.
Wow.
So the scale of this is massive. This was done on the instruction of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Later, one of the devotees, Haridas Das ji, compiled this in more than a 3,000-page book. We have completed the first section of this. Last 2 years, 3 full-time employees have been working on this under Dr. Abhishek Bose. And we are planning to come up with about a 2,000-page encyclopedia containing 1,600 Vaishnava saints information. And the information is going to be such that if you want to know about, say, Advaita Acharya, then within 15 pages of that encyclopedia of Advaita Acharya's entry, as they call it, you will find a reference to anywhere, anything and anywhere Advaita Acharya has been mentioned in the scriptures. So you can take those 15 pages and you have everything that was ever mentioned about Advaita Acharya in the ancient Gaudiya Vaishnava literature.
Wow.
That makes sense. So this is useful not just for scholars, for devotees. And so you have a small entry at in this place, that's where Advaita Acharya is mentioned. You go there and you get it. So that's the Vaishnava Encyclopedia. We'll also have an online version of this. Then Swalikhita Jeevani is autobiography of Bhaktisiddhanta Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Autobiography, the only autobiography by any Acharya, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, is there in this. Then we have, this is going to come out towards the end of the year. Then we have Maharas Manjusha. Now this has become an official project of the Indiana University, a very prominent university. Officially, it's a project within Indiana University by Dr. David Haberman, and Prakriti Goswami is in the family lineage of Vallabhacharya. And she is an MPhil from University of Cambridge and a current PhD student at Indiana University who is working on this project under Dr. David Haberman. So you see the idea of how we are bringing these people who are practitioners in Vaishnavism, but also very prominent scholars. And that way, the level of scholarship really is the topmost. And Ultadanga Junction Road, as I said, we are coming up with a research project on that and doing research on that. We'll come up with a book on that. Philosophical counseling to Srimad Bhagavatam. So you can search online, you will find there is an American Institute of Philosophical Counseling. And philosophical counseling is something which is complementary to psychological counseling. So people can take counseling and base it on philosophical scriptures. And we are working with the American Institute of Philosophical Counseling in order to have philosophical counseling done through none other than Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam will get connected with American Institute of Philosophical Counseling. Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam. Can you see the importance of this thing? I mean, I'm telling you in half a minute, but you know, Bhagavatam coming in and being presented through for official philosophical counseling and approved and by the American Institute of Philosophical Counseling and the Indian branch of it. I mean, these are literally historical things happening. And this is not done by just this. We are working with the head of the American Institute of Philosophical Counseling, the founder of it, Dr.
Great.
Elliot Cohen. You can Google, you'll find Dr. Elliot Cohen is the primary founder of the American. We are working directly with him. We are currently in conversation with him and with our scholars ourselves that you can see here.
Great.
And then we have Bhagavata tradition in Maharashtra. So we are working with Oxford Center for Hindu Studies. Oxford Center for Hindu Studies has a big project on Srimad Bhagavatam, where how Bhagavata has impacted the world in India, abroad. And we are doing a work on Bhagavata tradition in the state of Maharashtra, how the culture, lifestyle, philosophy of Maharashtra has been impacted by it, led by none other than Radhika Raman Prabhu, Dr. Ravi Gupta, Krishna Kshetra Maharaj, Dr. Kenneth Walpay, Dr. Shakuntala Gavde. And we will also have Bhagavata tradition in Bengal and in many other states. Bhagavata is meant to conquer the world. So
Yes.
create a
Yes.
revolution in the world, right? What is that word? Janataga Viplavo. Janataga Viplavo. It is supposed to create a revolution in the world. And BRC would like to do that. Vaishnava Journals of Colonial Bengal. Now, this is a project where we are showcasing all the journals which I just showed you, And I will give you a brief idea how we are working through this in such detail. This is just one PPT on the Vaishnava journals. This is one PPT of one project. Okay, how we are defining the project, OCHS and BRC working together. This is the executive leadership. This is the administration team, the technical team, the library and scanning team, the proofreading team that you see here. This is the team with so many qualified people, as you can see. University of Michigan. In fact, one guy is a PhD from Oxford in computer science, is also working on it. These are the journals at BRC, which these are the 3 journals, 66,000 pages will be put online of these 3 journals. Scanning of them, OCR, which is optical character recognition, proofreading, uploading. This is the process. This is the actual process that will be followed. What is the status of it? How much money has been spent on it till now? $24,000 US have been spent on this, on the scanning of the 66,000 books. What is the process for the OCR? What is the status of it? 10.3% done. What is the cost? What is the proofreading process? We have 3 people doing the proofreading of every single page. So 6 eyes looking at that. What will be the cost of the proofreading? 66,000 pages will cost about $18,000, 13.2 lakhs rupees. How much percentage of scanning, OCR, proofreading has been complete? What are the other action items? So I just want to give you, like, within a minute, a brief of how we are working. We are meeting every other week on this now, on each of these projects. So this will give you a perspective that, how professionally all of these other projects, Songs of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's biography, all of these projects on Bhakti, a diary of Bhakti Siddhanta. So we have a diary of Bhakti Siddhanta. He used to have a diary, and we have that also with us, a personal diary. We are going to print that. PhD thesis of Sambhidananda Das, who was the disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he was sent to University of London to do his PhD on the history of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And we are going to print his thing. The various projects with OCHS, which I just said, going to move for. We are creating concept maps which are being put on the site of one of the prominent universities of India, Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur. Concept maps of Bhagavad Gita as it is. So this is chapter 1 concept map. And we are coming up with more concept maps. So this is another project. We are translating back Bhagavad Gita as it is from English, that is Prabhupada's commentary from English into Sanskrit. English to Sanskrit translation by Dr. Damian Martin of Banaras Hindu University, who has studied there. So Swalikhita Jeevani, as I said, this is how the book will look like, how many words in each of them, how much projects have been made in this is mentioned here, all that. Various conferences we have done with various universities, Yale University, Mumbai, this, etc. Then we have various other conferences, as we can see here, so many other conferences with various colleges, 19 different professors from across the world in these conferences. And all you can see conferences in Vaishnavism organized by Yale University, Mumbai University, etc. So Vaishnavism is storming and hopefully will storm more and more by your kind blessings, the academia. This is what we are doing here. These are different photographs of these things. We do academic lecture series also. And finally, teaching to cover in the last few minutes. So Prabhupada wanted not just preservation, he wanted research, but he wanted teaching. So I'm going to share with you this thing very quickly. This may be the nectar for the day, as you can see here. Prabhupada here saying, so just hear this out. Prabhupada is saying here, what does Prabhupada say about how we should enter academia?
A degree recognized by the state of California, so they can teach in universities all over the whole country.
That I want. Do it.
Yes.
We want to give degrees, at least BA, MA, and PhD, according to the advancement of knowledge.
Yeah, everybody could hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he's here is become an affiliate of Graduate
And we can become a member of this Graduate Theological Union. I've been working with Dr. Judah for about 1 year, and we've talked about this before. And he said that he'll sponsor us.
So I shall take it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I shall take it. So let's take it. Let's take it. So that's the, and here he's saying not just Graduate Theological Union, Berkeley, not just Mayapur. Let's affiliate everywhere.
Srila Prabhupada, in Mayapur, you were speaking about you wanted Mayapur to become a college with the University of Calcutta.
Why Mayapur? Everywhere.
Right.
The whole educational system should be changed.
We should take it
Not
over.
change, at least this will remain as a departmental knowledge.
Yes.
So this is our Mahavakya. We would like that in some way or the other, ISKCON centers can work together and BRC would facilitate in any way possible that we can become a department in every university. And this is Prabhupada's message, become at least a departmental knowledge. There should be one department which should cover this knowledge. And this is Prabhupada again saying here the same thing, that this institution should be affiliated to some nearby university. We should offer degrees like Doctorate of Divinity. So this is what it is, that there are so many temples, including Houston. We have Bhakti Vriksha Group, Sunday School, book distribution, Simply Wonderful Friday programs, and Govindas and gift shop and all of these. But we do not, most of the place, there is no connection with an accredited university which Prabhupada wanted. So some way we should connect. Some way we should do this research. Some way we should have a nice library also. We should have a nice library. We should have, all of these things should also be there. So that's what we are talking about here. And that this should turn green. And secondly, people should start doing, Prabhupada saying we should start doing bachelor's, master's, PhD. But right now, number of affiliated centers with universities, hardly any, hardly one in India, hardly 4 in the world. So here we have University of Mumbai, then we have we have Oxford, we have in Hungary, one university, and we have Bhaktivedanta College in Belgium, connected with the university, hardly any. So, in US, I don't know if we are connected with any university. I know in Florida, Gainesville, they have a nice program with the lunch program, but whether we are affiliated to any university. So we would like to increase that, as Prabhupada has said. And similarly, people having degrees in religion, philosophy, and Sanskrit, hardly any. very few, and this is the approximate number. We are trying to gather more numbers here, but number of PhDs in India, hardly 5 maybe in this subject, because the religious studies doesn't exist in India so much. In abroad, it exists more, still maybe hardly 35. We would like many more PhDs to happen in the world, many more university affiliations. And Prabhupada not just wanted that, he wanted his own university also. So he wanted our own university. And here we are with the, so we would like, we have a 25-acre land in Mayapur. I mean, that's part of the Mayapur has given land for 25-acre land for university. In Mumbai at Govardhan Eco Village, there is a 40-acre land there. So also we would like to affiliate. We would like, so our own universities to come up in there. And that would be a very big thing, which is there, because we have visited many other places in America, Europe, where many spiritual organizations have their own universities, but ISKCON is yet to have its own university. So we have all of these places that we visited, and we found out that so many people have their own universities, Ramakrishna Mission, even India. So secularism, whether you would say in America, India, etc., has unfortunately, especially India, meant study of no religion. It should mean study of all religion. And that's the main thing. So we need that even in India, and more so in US and UK also, the treasure chest of Vedic wisdom. BRC is here to open that treasure chest, feed it to the society through the channel of the universities. Just like other religions have been doing it. And just like in other places, it's happening more. Actually, in the US, it's happening more. But in US also, much more has to happen. And so that's our mission. And we would like to teach these subjects, and then based on that, teach entrepreneurship, efficiency, ethics, environment, and emotions, application of this knowledge, and also arts and architecture, yoga, Ayurveda, all of these things to be taught. And not just research and PhD, but masters, shorter courses, etc. So based on this, we would like to do a variety of different courses. And we've already started that. There have been courses being done by various scholars. People already started their PhD and master's programs. There you can see world religions, Indian philosophy, lived religion, theory and methods. So many of these things people have been doing by different scholars at the Govardhan Eco Village. And these are PhDs already happening, my dear friends. These are PhDs in progress. Harivamsha Prabhu, who is a PhD from Stanford, is doing a PhD on Rasa theory from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Gaur Gun Sagar is doing a PhD on, Prabhu is doing a PhD on the Bhakti Ratnakar and creating a topography of Navdeep Mandal geographically. Dr. Shekhar Shukla is doing a PhD on decision-making science from Vedic scriptures, while he has an existing PhD in decision-making science. Gauranga Prabhu himself is doing a PhD on legacy of community building in the Bhakti movement. So PhD and masters already in progress. And I missed one slide, but we already are affiliated to Mumbai University. We are planning to affiliate to Calcutta University. We have already applied for affiliation to Pune University. We are already in Vrindavan. So we are opening centers at various places for this thing. So that's basically gives you an idea of preservation, research, and teaching. And finally, people can serve in variety of different ways. You can participate in the academics. You can obviously help with the development and awareness, marketing, social media. You can become a local representative in Houston, like I was telling to Sarvabhuma Prabhu. Rare books, help them in procuring them, preserving them, etc. Library management, project management, technology. So many things like this. So, you can teach the online courses, you can learn the online courses that we teach. If you're interested in master's, PhD, if you are interested in any kind of research or any kind of study of the scriptures, let us know. And, we can help you connect with these projects in various places. We do need this help where people, need this help in terms of the research to be done. And if you would like to donate these manuscripts or want to sponsor these manuscripts, as we talked about, if you have any contacts of people, if you have technical experience, you would like to help us develop our website better, if you would like to help in any translation, editing, proofreading, if you are good in English, you would like to help proofread. That's a very important skill that we need, editing of the books that we need. So you see, we would like to increase the family of people who are somehow or other trying to connect and participate. Obviously, if you'd like to donate, if you would like to help in the marketing, social media, website, if you'd like to become a local representative for us and help spread the message there, connect, and not just connect with the devotee circle, but as you know, this message will connect with many people outside also, because there are many people, who are interested that this message of the Vedic wisdom should be preserved and spread more. And then finally, obviously, and there are also sponsorship schemes. So these are generic sponsorship schemes. You could become a patron for the for the BRC. These are one-time contributions, by the way, which is ranging from just say $1,500 to about $10,000. This thing, or per month you could also do a sponsorship. And when you do these things, we put your names on the website. We put the names in the engraved plates within the BRC Kolkata, because obviously the granthas, just like the deities and the cows, also need support in terms of Lakshmi. So you would sponsor on a monthly basis, or on a one-time, and specific ways also is also if you would like to help with manuscripts. So let's say, as I told you, 40 million manuscripts across India, and many of them will be Vaishnava manuscripts. We want to help and go and collect them, just like we have done. So we're looking for people to become manuscript mission patrons. We already have one person who's become a patron here. In this, couple more people to become manuscript mission, Bhakti Vinod manuscript mission patrons. Then other thing, as I was saying, this thing about you can adopt a book. It's $10 a month. Adopt a book, and your name goes within the book, within here on our website, as somebody who is lovingly caring for the book for just $10 a month, or a manuscript for $40 a month. We have 75 such manuscripts available. And so that's how we will put your name there, as he had showed earlier. And also research projects can also be adopted in the same way, if you would like to. And so whatever product, the books which come out of it, your name will be as the sponsor of that specific research. So the Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur so earnestly wanted this encyclopedia to come. So the 2,000-page encyclopedia of Gaudiya Vaishnavism could have, needs people to be able to come forward, to be able to say that yes, they would like to support it in some way. So then your name goes as a supporter on that, in that particular book, as a sponsor on the website, etc. Similarly, for philosophical counseling, as I was saying, Bhagavatam philosophical counseling through Bhagavatam and Swalikhita Jeevani. The autobiography of Bhakti Vinod Thakur can contain your name, that you are the one who has helped Bhakti Vinod Thakur's autobiography come out. So these are the ways in which you would like. And finally, obviously, your blessings, that we can, in whatever way you would like to connect with this mission. This is a mission not just for any specific temple, not for any specific group. In fact, it's even beyond ISKCON. It's beyond even Gaudiya Vaishnavism. It is to bring the ancient wisdom to the world. It's even beyond Hinduism. It is really, as Prabhupada said, for the souls. It's for the souls to connect with God, and God has given his message in terms of the ancient wisdom. And it's for that purpose that we have. Thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
And
wonderful.
for any
So
particular,
nice.
I know we went somewhat over, but anybody would love to hear from people.
I have a question.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Go ahead, please. Okay, I don't know what happened. Anybody else? Questions, comments?
so how many devotees are working there?
I'm sorry.
How many devotees are working at the BRC India?
Currently, 6 devotees are working.
Only 6? Oh, wow, there's so many things going on.
But that's the full-time people working at the BRC.
Mhm.
There are many people who are, I'm talking about people who are working at the BRC. There are other people who are working remotely also, and volunteering in variety of ways. So if I count the number of employees at the BRC, then I think there are 11 employees at the BRC. But then there are many other people who are helping out remotely and volunteering. So let's say for Encyclopedia Project, we had 3 full-time employees for the Encyclopedia Project. For Swalikhita Jeevani, we had 1 full-time research scholar. So these are scholars who are having their degrees in, Bengali, comparative language and literature, philosophy, uh, etc. We have a designer who is helping, let's say design various things. We have a local manager administration here taking care of the guest house, um, etc. We obviously have our other staff here like that. So for different research projects, there are specific full-time research assistants. Or for the library, obviously we have the librarian, we have the assistant librarian, and they go out for the manuscript missions also, like that.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
I had a question. It's about there's this book Vaishnav Kantahara by His Divine Grace Mahant Krishna Balaram Swami, the founder Acharya of Bhagavat Dharma Samaj. He's a Vrajvasi that tried to take initiation from His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of ISKCON.
Okay.
But Srila Prabhupada didn't feel, from what I understand, he didn't feel like he should be initiating a Vrajvasi. So
Okay.
what happened is he has made these books, and in this book I read a description that his disciples went through a lot of work to work with the BBT, and in the end their work was sent in and it got edited, and the original message was ruined, and they had to just burn all the books that they got copies of from the BBT. And I'm just wondering if there's any kind of reconciliation that ISKCON has made towards these Vaishnavas. I want to know what
Something we
they're
can
doing.
try to find out, Prabhu. So if you could send a quick note.
Okay, I sent in the chat the title of the book, and that's where I read it in the introduction.
Okay, wonderful then, definitely. So we can
Yes.
we can look into that and find out from our scholars what it is. Yeah.
Excellent, Prabhu.
Absolutely. That's another thing we are helping, that there's kind of a network of such scholars and all can develop, so that all of these kind of questions which come, any help that devotees, scholarly devotees and all can connect with each other. And when people come together, 1 + 1 becomes 11, as we know. So this kind of creating a network of such scholars is also a goal of the BRC. Other questions, comments? What did you like? What you didn't like so much? Whatever.
How did the building come to be donated?
How did it come to be donated? It was it was Madan Chand Sham Sukha ji. He was in touch with Dayaram Prabhu and other devotees here. He was a very successful businessman. They didn't have any kids actually. So his wife and him, they decided to donate even during their lifetime, a major part of the building to ISKCON then. Because they were inspired by the Aram Prabhu and other devotees and all the service that they were doing here. So it was donated first, and then at that time only Hariswari Prabhu and all had the idea that for the TOBP, Prabhupada wanted a cosmological library. Because Prabhupada said that nobody will take us seriously unless we present a scholarly version of the cosmology that we are presenting at the TOVP planetarium. So that's why both kind of these things came together, and that time the donation was happening, and this building was chosen to be the library. And then Madan Chand Sham Sukha ji, now he has left the world, but so now basically the building is with us.
And the Vaishnav Encyclopedia, like what percentage of it is completed and what needs to be done?
Yeah, we are nearing the completion of Vaishnava Encyclopedia. Has three sections, Prabhu. One section is called as Charitavali, the holy saints, Vaishnava saints. One is Granthavali, which is the scriptures, and second is Tirthavali, which is the holy places. So the first section which was worked on was the Charitavali, the saints, the 1600 saints. So we are in the next few months nearing the completion of the Vaishnava and of the Charitavali, 1600 saints. About 2000 plus pages of that book will come out. And we are working with Mandala Publications to publish it. Mandala Publications to publish it, and would also like to have an online version of that. So the encyclopedia is made available online also. Now that's another process which will have to be worked upon. But yeah, we are the process. This project started back in 2018 itself. So we have worked very, few years on this already. Yeah. That's a massive project. As you can see, how much Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur wanted this project to happen. How much you can imagine how pleased he would be that he sent his disciple also to University of London to do a PhD on the history of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. This was very prominent in his mind to establish the foundation of our Sampradaya very strongly. So we feel very privileged and very grateful to all the people who are here, who have worked through to do this massive work. Wouldn't it be interesting? 2000 pages of the holy saints and in terse form, as I said. That means today you will actually have everything about the saints there, and you can then refer to other books which are pointed out by the encyclopedia. Other comments, questions?
Anyway, it's so inspiring what's going on. Such a big job.
Yeah, it's massive. It is massive, absolutely. That's the thing which Yogeshwar Prabhu told us, is that if you have a finger on a nuclear pile here, it will become overwhelming what you're doing, which is true. It is quite a few things, and that is where we are looking at that more and more people participate. We need many more hands also to do the seva. So, whatever way people would like to connect, as you can see, there's a lot which is happening and which can happen much more. And thanks to Sarvabhauma Prabhu also for organizing this and connecting with the people. And another thing which you could do is see if any other of anybody else's groups would like to have this session. Our idea is to spread the message. And if you would like to connect with any other groups whom we are very happy to do this session. At least this is one thing we could ask you for, is that, let us know if any other groups, anybody else would like to have this session. It can be a small set of devotees also. We are happy to do so.
I'll try to do that.
Right.
Anyway, thank you for showing us such a nice tour of the facility. And
Very nice. A lot of information. Yeah.
you have guest rooms there too, is that correct?
Yes, yeah. Forgot to mention that. You are most welcome here. And not just most welcome, we're strongly encouraging you to please come and visit her. This is the complete building we have. We have fully furnished guest rooms. You can come and stay here. And obviously it's in Kolkata. So, you could be visiting Mayapur, Kolkata itself and all that. But along with that, you stay here with us at the BRC. And spend your time in the Granth Mandir. And I'm sure anybody there are so many, I'm not exaggerating at all, people who came here, they had goosebumps and they actually feel the because the Granthas have their potency, which is inexplicable. And there are people who get a very like almost a mystical experience after visiting the library. So we try to give you that mystical experience virtually, but you would like, hopefully you can come here. That's our goal also. That's our prayer too, let's say.
Okay, bro.
Absolutely. We look forward to it. I know
Jai, Jai.
we had one audience member. It sounded like she was definitely getting that experience today.
And who was that Mataji, by the way? I would really like to thank her. Who was that Mataji?
I think she.
Her name is Nimai Shundre.
Mhm. Yeah, I think she may.
Oh,
have,
so she left, I think. She left.
Yeah,
Okay.
her name is Nimai Shundre.
Mhm.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
Do we have any more questions for?
No, bro. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, maybe I spoke much more. I would have loved to hear a little bit. Definitely don't want to force anybody, but definitely whatever I heard from people, it was a pleasure and a privilege. So we are very grateful. Definitely very grateful. This entire deck, as I said, I had shared it earlier, so maybe it could be shared with the people, and they can. It is there to be spread. The message is there to be spread, so that so maybe you. This is what I would request. Maybe you can share this deck with.
Is this as a recorded on YouTube?
Yes, I will post this to our YouTube channel and then actually have a link to Balaram Prabhu's presentation I just shared in the chat.
Okay.
I've uploaded to my Google Drive, and let me send it.
That's nice. Okay, well, thank you.
My pleasure. And then we'll upload this presentation to our YouTube channel over the next few days.
So was this the PDF version? I just wanted to make PDF is better than putting the PPT. I don't remember I gave you the PDF or the PPT.
This is the PDF. Mhm.
Oh, PDF?
That's right. Mhm.
Yeah, okay. So PDF is good. Yeah. PDF is always good.
And then I put a link to our YouTube channel. We should have this recording up in a few days also, if you wanted to, if the audience.
Yeah, definitely we will be in touch now. Definitely we'll be in touch.
Absolutely.
And, Jai.
Well, thank you so much, Balaram Leela Prabhu. It was so wonderful to have you on tonight. And thank you so much for the wonderful tour and discussion of the BRC and the work you guys are doing. Definitely look forward to staying in touch and, hopefully.
It was nice presentation, bro. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Kuvera Prabhu. Thank you, Kuvera Prabhu,
Yeah, so
Nitya
nice to
Mataji,
hear.
Matthew Ji, Laura, Hari Krishna, Ansa Medley, Barsana Rani Mataji, and Gretcha Nelson, Antonio Ji, Nitya,
Hare
and obviously
Krishna.